The content from this video is from an article by Dale Calvert published at mlmhelp.com. Real entrepreneurs understand that nothing is more important than reprogramming their minds to master how to take consistent action and overcome procrastination. Why do so many of us start with great gusto, only to stop before we've barely begun? Picture this: fitness clubs bustling with eager faces, fresh gym gear, and New Year resolutions in January. But fast forward to March, and those same gyms are ghost towns, a stark contrast to the hive of activity they once were. This isn't just about fitness goals, though. Let's shift gears and consider the realm of entrepreneurship. There's a vast ocean of potential entrepreneurs out there, brimming with ideas, dreams, and ambitions. They spend countless hours researching, planning, and dreaming about buying their first website, launching their first product, or starting their first business. But alas, the majority of these dreams remain just that, dreams. The common thread that binds these seemingly disparate scenarios is the start-stop syndrome. It's an all-too-common phenomenon, where we begin with a burst of enthusiasm, only to fizzle out before we've even made substantial progress. This pattern of starting and stopping is a deeply ingrained habit, programmed into our subconscious. Please hear this. Let me say it again. This pattern of starting and stopping is a deeply ingrained habit, programmed into our subconscious. If this start-stop syndrome has been affecting your progression in business and life, for how long? Probably your entire life, correct? To thy own self be true. To get beyond this, you must accept that this pattern of starting and stopping is a deeply ingrained habit, programmed into our subconscious. So how do you overcome this? This answer is obvious, isn't it? You must reprogram your mind. I remember the gripping fear I felt when I started building my first network marketing team. Fear of the phone just about prevented me from progressing and moving forward. That moment was a crossroads, a juncture between the comfort of the familiar and the thrill of the unknown. It was a fear that was bone deep, born from the uncertainty of stepping into uncharted territories. The fear wasn't just about the possibility of failure, but also about the daunting idea of success. How would it feel to fail in front of everyone I know? What if I couldn't handle it? What if I wasn't ready? But then, there was this nagging realization, a seed of truth hidden within that fear. It was the understanding that I was stuck in a cycle, a never-ending loop of starts and stops. I had become a creature of habit, a puppet to my own subconscious programming. I would go to an event, get fired up, come home and have a burst of enthusiasm, only to lose my enthusiasm with a few days or weeks. As the initial excitement from the event faded, I fell back into my inconsistent patterns, and I knew deep down that this pattern needed to change. So, I decided to confront my fear, to look it in the eye and to challenge it. I realized that fear was just a feeling, an emotion, and like all emotions, it was transient. It was not a concrete wall, but a mirage that disappeared when I chose to walk through it. And the only way to overcome it was to face it head-on, to take that risk and step into the unknown. I set realistic, concrete activity goals and stuck to them. Is there any reason you cannot control your weekly activity? Understanding the truth that consistent effort doesn't always create consistent results, but it always creates success. Yes, it was a risk, a calculated one, and I was determined to reprogram my mind and create consistent activity weekly. But it was a risk I was willing to take, a leap of faith in myself and my abilities, and the understanding that I could reprogram my mind. In that moment, I learned a valuable lesson. Fear is not a stop sign, but a stepping stone. It is a test, a challenge that we must overcome, not an insurmountable obstacle. And everyone can work through their fears with proper direction and mind shift programming. And taking risks, calculated ones, is not about courting failure, but about embracing the possibility of success. Taking that leap, that calculated risk, was my first major step towards breaking free from the start-stop syndrome. It's easy to be a stopper. It's much harder to be a starter. Picture this, a world where everyone initiates a task, but no one ever completes it. That's a world filled with half-finished novels, abandoned fitness goals, and businesses that never launch. Not a very progressive or fulfilling place, is it? Being a starter means more than just beginning a task. It's about seeing it through to the end, despite the challenges and obstacles that may arise. It's about not letting fear or uncertainty stop you from reaching your goal. It's about not getting stuck in the research phase or the planning phase. It's about taking that first step and getting your business launched. Then the next, and then the one after that, until you're in a consistent and productive routine. Consider the value of a do-it-now mentality. It's the antidote to procrastination, the fuel for action. When you have a do-it-now mindset, you don't wait for the perfect moment or conditions. You seize the day, you take the bull by the horns, you make your move. You understand that success is a result of consistent action, not wishful thinking. Think of the most successful people you know. Chances are they're starters. They didn't wait for someone else to make their dreams come true. They didn't let fear of failure or the unknown stop them. They took control of their destiny. They started and they didn't stop until they achieved what they set out to do. Imagine the possibilities if we all adopted this mindset. The businesses that would be launched, the books that would be published, the personal goals that would be achieved. The world would be a more innovative, creative, and fulfilled place. Yes, being a starter is tough. It requires grit, perseverance, and a healthy dose of courage. But the rewards? They're worth every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt. So what are you waiting for? Start that project, launch that business, write that book, run that marathon. Be a starter. Surround yourself by others that broke free and broke out. Working with the right team, real entrepreneurs, is critical. Remember, it's not about starting and stopping, it's about starting and not stopping. So, what's the key to breaking free from this start-stop syndrome? It's a question that has been asked time and time again, and the answer is simpler than you might think. It's about taking calculated risks and launching your business without indefinite planning, and consciously, intentionally programming your mind to be a consistent action taker. Yes, you can reprogram your mind for success. Yes, it's important to have a plan, but there comes a point where you need to stop planning and start doing. Imagine if the Wright brothers had waited until they had the perfect plan to build their flying machine. We might still be traveling by horse and buggy. And what about Steve Jobs? If he had waited until he had the perfect blueprint for the iPhone, we might still be using rotary phones. The point is, you can't wait for the perfect moment because the perfect moment doesn't exist. One of the most valuable traits you can cultivate as an entrepreneur is a do-it-now mentality. This isn't about rushing into things without thought, but rather about seizing the moment when an opportunity presents itself. This mentality is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. Action takers are the money makers. It's what allows you to break free from the start-stop syndrome and keep moving forward, no matter what obstacles you encounter along the way. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. There are countless others I have worked with over the years who have walked this path before you, who have faced the same fears and uncertainties, and who have come out the other side stronger and more successful. They are a testament to the power of perseverance and the value of taking calculated risks and the ability for us all to reprogram our minds. In the end, it all comes down to one simple truth. Success isn't just about starting, it's about starting and not stopping. So take that leap, take that risk, and break free from the start-stop syndrome. It's time to start your journey towards success with the right company, product, and team. And remember, the only way to fail is by not trying at all. So go ahead, take that first step. Your future self will thank you. To learn more about how to consciously, sequentially reprogram your mind for success, visit www.programmingyourmind.com. We will put the URL in the description of this video. Please don't let this information go in one ear and out the other. A stop procrastination and do-it-now attitude is essential to fulfill your true upside potential. But you have to take action today and implement proven systems to reprogram your mind for success.